Welcome back to Solo Marvel Champion, where today I'm playing Boom Guy's Blue Christmas Thor deck against Expert Absorbing Man. Now, even as I acknowledged in the thumbnail, Absorbing Man is the easiest villain in the game. That's pretty widely accepted, but the people who don't read the comics like myself, or don't look stuff up, don't know how thematic this villain is for Thor. I'm going to read an excerpt from the Marvel Encyclopedia about Absorbing Man. Seeking a pawn to use against Thor, Loki endowed brutal prisoner Crusher Creel and his ball and chain with the power to absorb the physical properties of anything he touched. Creel broke out of prison and battled Thor as Loki intended. However, Creel overreached himself by trying to absorb the power of the whole Earth and exploded. Thanks to his new powers, however, Creel was not truly dead, and Loki magically reassembled his body. Not only is that super thematic to Thor, it's also thematic to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series, because the gang went up against Creel a couple times early in that series. At this point, I'm only through the third season, so I don't know if he shows up again after that. So while he is easy, he is thematic, and just because he's easy doesn't mean he's a cakewalk. He does throw some things at Thor that really messes with his game, especially because Thor needs minions and goes out of his way to get them. That is one of the things this deck does with Squared Off. There are only 5 minions in the encounter deck, so going to get one on your own, really choose through the deck, and 3 of those are my favorite, I say with quotation marks. The Hydra Soldier, who gives you an encounter card when he's defeated. So, yes, Absorbing Man is pretty easy, but he's not a cakewalk. I also want to say one thing really quickly. This is Boom Guy's deck, except I made one change. I added all 3 copies of Limitless Stamina so that he can ready. I think anytime you can attack for 3, you want to be readying to attack for 3 again. So, mostly Boom Guy's deck. I do have it linked, but I did make that change. All right, with that out of the way, let's do setup. 1A tells us to discard until we get an environment, put that environment into play, then shuffle everything back. Rocky environment is stone. He heals damage when he makes undefended attacks. Before I shuffle, I'm going to go find that because he tells us to put that into play. Now I'll shuffle. Now, in my hand, I'd really like to see Squared Off and Lady Sif. Let's just see what I get. Squared Off. White Tiger is good too, though. So, what am I going to mulligan? I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep White Tiger. I'm going to keep God of Thunder. Let's mulligan those and draw 2. That might change what I do because he's really good to get in as well. Let's use that action and go find Mjolnir right on the bottom. And then before I play Mjolnir, because I'm going to draw 2 cards, let's do Squared Off. Discard until I get a minion, put it into play. That'll draw me 2 cards. Then I can play White Tiger from hand for 0. I get the regular, which is the best one I can get. It enters play. It is put into play, so it doesn't incite. I draw 2 cards, and I play White Tiger from hand, reducing her cost by 3. When she enters, she's going to draw me 2 cards. Okay. Let's do 2 for God of Thunder. 1. Let's attack. No, let's thwart that off. And then do 1, 2, 3, 4 for Lady Sif. She readies me. She thwarts those 2. She thwarts those 2. And I attack for 2. And I'll use that limitless stamina to play Mjolnir. Let's ready. Ooh, squared off for Beta Ray Bill would be nice. 1 goes on the main plus 1 delay counter. He's attacking for 2 and someone needs to defend. White Tiger can defend. 2, only 2, but she's gone. I get 1 encounter card, which is the Hydra Soldier. That draws me 2 cards. Now, this is interesting. Let's do squared off in hopes of getting Beta Ray Bill in. Come on, give me the other regular. There's one more regular in this deck. I get another soldier, but it draws me 2. Hammer throw is nice. Beta Ray Bill comes in and only costs me 2. 1, 2. I attack for... I don't want to do it that way. I'm not going to attack. She attacks for 2. He attacks for 3 and knocks him out. He defeats a minion, so it removes 2 threat from the main. When he was defeated, I get an encounter card. Then I will attack him for 3. And let's do 1, 2, 3 for hammer throw. I deal some good damage to him, but I end up with 3 encounter cards. That's what I'm worried about. Let's do 1, 2, 3 for hammer throw. Exhaust Mjolnir, deal 8 damage to an enemy, and return Mjolnir to my hand. Deal 8 damage to the enemy. This attack gains overkill. So 1 goes here, 7 goes here, and I get another one of these. Then I am just going to use that to play Mjolnir back. Let's ready and draw 4. Now I've got squared off with Beast. Squared off with Beast also lets me play Asgard. 1 goes on and a counter. He's attacking for 2. What does he do? He heals 1. I'll let him heal 1. 2 and only 2. I get he heals 1. I get 3 encounter cards. Well, Surge and Exhaust. I love that card. Avalanche. Take 2 indirect or spend energy. I want that energy, so I'm going to take the 2 indirect. Place 1 threat for every 2. And a Hydra Regular comes out, which incites, but that draws me 2 cards. So I'm fine with it. Let's go ahead and have him knock out the Regular, which also removes 2 threat from the main. She can remove this side scheme and be knocked out. And yeah, let's do squared off. Let's see if I can get the other regular without going too deep into the deck. Although it looks like I will end up going deep and end up with an acceleration. I played a couple games where I did not get any acceleration. Also, I should have counted before. There might not even be another ally in here. It's on the bottom. so I still get the counter. But that does draw me 2 cards, and then I can play... Ooh, there's another hammer throw. And I can play Beast for only 1. So Beast for 1. He is going to go find me a double. Have I not seen a double yet? He attacks for 2. And then I do 1, 2, 3 for Asgard. And then 1, 2, oh, I'm not going to be able to play it back though. Might be fine. 1, 2, 3 for Hammer Throw. Exhaust Mjolnir, bring it to hand. Deal 8 with Overkill. So 2 here, 6 here. And I get another encounter card. Now, Mjolnir is in hand, which is sad. But now I can draw up to 5. Two goes on the main and a counter. He's attacking for 2, and again he just gets to heal. So it's ready here. So I'm not going to defend. 2. This comes in, which makes it 3. And he heals 1. I get 2 encounter cards. Icy Grip, I'm stunned. If it's ice, I would take damage. Swinging Stone, he attacks at +1 because of that. So now I have to defend because that's going to be a lot. It's 2, 3, 4. So Beast will block. And he's defeated. All right. Gotta get Mjolnir down. Attack to clear my stun. Do I need to get Mjolnir down? That's the question. Because I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Captain Marvel. Discard 1, 2, 3. There's 1. Only 1. Deals 3 damage to him. And then we need to clear up this threat. And now I'd like to get a Noble Sacrifice to gain something out of him. Two goes on, plus a delay counter. He is attacking for 3. And I'm just going to take the 3. 3 Forest comes in. Now, this is what sucks, is when this changes. Now, I take 1 indirect when it's undefended. So I take 3, and then another one is 4. That takes me down to 3. Of course, I could put that indirect on her. I get 1 encounter card, Exhaust and Surge. Discard 1 at random. If it's wood, which it is, also discard a card I control. Do I have... Did I get it? I did not. So, yes, he is an easy villain. But he still throws a lot of BS at you. I have to discard a card I control. I'm going to get rid of her. God of Thunder for Limitless readies me, and I attack for 3. He now has 16. And when he attacks, because wood is out, I also take an indirect. I'm going to use physical to get rid of this. It shuffles back into the deck. Well, that would be a good one for Sunspot, because Sunspot could just defeat it, make it discard instead of it going back in. Let's hold on to Lightning Strike and draw up to 5. There's a Noble Sacrifice. So 2 goes on, and a counter. He's attacking for 3, and I have to defend because now it would be 2 indirect. And I defend for 2. 3. If there's 5 or more on the main, take an indirect. So there is 5 or more, so I take an indirect. Then the attack is 3, and I've defended for 2, so I take 1. Then I take 2 indirect because there are 5 or more counters on the scheme. No, I did defend, so I don't do that one. 2 encounter cards. The regular who incites and draws me 2 cards. And Icy Grip, I'm stunned. He's the hardest, easiest villain I've ever seen, that's for sure. Now I have a problem because I want to Noble Sacrifice him, but if I do that, I lose some threat removal. I can also... I only need to do 2. So I'm going to use 4 Asgard to play Lightning Strike and spend 1, 2 energy to deal 2 to him and 2 to him. Then I will do Defender of the Nine Realms, discard until... Was that? Lightning Strike was not an attack. Okay. And I get the Soldier. Does draw me 2, but it removes 2 threat there. I can do 2 for Kid Omega. And do energy. Deal 1 damage and 1 damage. Beta Ray Bill knocks him out. And because he defeated a minion, I take 2 off. He's defeated, and I don't get to Noble Sacrifice him. But then Kid Omega can attack for 2. Okay. I think I've already got 3 out of here. 1, 2, 3. But there is another regular in there. So if I draw a decent ally, I can square it off next turn. It's ready. I got Vision, who is a decent ally. 2 goes on, plus a counter. He attacks for 3. Kid Omega blocks. 3, 4. There's the soldier, or there's a minion. He's defeated, and after that attack, I take 1 indirect. I get 2 encounter cards. He's going to attack me, which will defeat me. When revealed, he attacks. I can defend for 2, but it doesn't matter. The attack is 3. It's only 3. I've defended for 2, and I take a damage. So now, the easiest villain in the game has defeated me. I do love this deck. This is a really good deck, Boom Guy. This is just a bad matchup, I think, because he wants to dig for allies, and that really chews this deck out. And I need to always have a defender because of his environments. What that means is they don't stick around long enough for me to even use Noble Sacrifice. Using Noble Sacrifice doesn't help a whole lot because this goes off when you have an undefended attack. But that's the game. I lost. Let me know in the comments what I missed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a marvelous day.